Hey everybody, Rick here with Rick's Adventures. The title of this video is Why I Cannot Live in the USA. I just recently got back into Thailand, and this question that started hitting me pretty hard because I couldn't figure out why it was that a country I love so much, all of a sudden I just didn't want to be there. I wasn't happy when I was there, and I couldn't wait until I got on a plane to fly for 30 hours to get back over here in Southeast Asia. One of the first reasons is the people. The people here in Thailand are so kind, and I have so much fun over here. In say a 6-month period of being out here in a village and traveling around, I have made friends from all over the place out here. From the south of Thailand and Bangkok and down around Hua Hin and Cha Am, all the way up into the north in Sakon Nakhon. And the people are such friendly people. And when I say I've made friends, I have friends in the United States, but I only have a few close friends that I trust at all. Probably right at the moment, one. My other 2 friends had passed away that I had that trust level with. Over here, I would say in that few months, I've probably got at least 20 to 30 friends that I stay in contact with very frequently. And we go out and do a lot of things together and have a good time. And I trust them, and they trust me. And it's a different feeling. It's not, I can't explain it. You almost have to just live it to see it. It's just a completely different feeling. The next reason is probably cost. I've talked about this in other videos, but when I'm in the United States, from the time I land, I am just hemorrhaging money. And I'll give you an example. Like here in Thailand, I have no vehicle. My girlfriend does, and she uses it, and we drive some places. But whenever we travel around and we take a flight to a different area of Thailand, we don't rent a car. We don't use a lot of, we'll use a Grab or something similar to Uber over here. But the cost difference is so unbelievable. Take that travel, for instance. Whenever we're in Jom Tien, I pay 20 baht, which is just actually, pennies, just cents, to get on a little tuk-tuk or a little truck bus that runs up and down the beach road there, and it will drive you all over Jom Tien, Thailand, for 20 baht. Now, whenever I'm in the States, I don't think you could get an Uber to go anywhere for less than $20, and certainly not any distance at all. You're going to pay 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks to go somewhere. I could travel for 6 months here in Thailand on that kind of money paying people. So transportation is much easier here. You can also go and rent a little motorbike for a little of nothing. They burn hardly any fuel at all. They're 125, 150 cc's. People, they are everywhere. People ride them all over because they're cost effective. They're made by Honda. They run forever. They just do not break down. Parts are everywhere. You can self-repair them. So transportation is another big reason for me. It is so much cheaper. No car insurance, no maintenance, no oil changes. Like on my diesel truck I've got back in the States, it cost me $130 US to change the oil on it. That's just absolutely crazy. So that's one of the big things. Transportation's much cheaper over here. Another thing is food. Over here you have all types of marketplaces and mom and pop type places and restaurants. In the USA, every place you go, I don't care where you go, it's all the same. It's all franchises, it's all chains. You see very, very few little mom and pop restaurants, because opening a restaurant in the United States could cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. You have so many guidelines you must meet from the health department and the government, and insurance and liability insurance, and the facility has to be set up a certain way with the grease traps and drainage. The list goes on and on. Over here in Thailand, you'll have restaurants. You drive through any village, any town, and people will have a grill set up. There'll be some family that has tables and chairs. They have a cooler with some beer and some Coke in it, soda pop, tea, They'll have a little noodle cooker. They'll be cooking noodles or beef or pork or something like that. And you can literally sit down and eat at those places for 100 baht. And 100 baht's about $3, depending on the exchange rate. But it averages out somewhere around $3 or a little less most of the time for a person. I can't. Last time I think that I stopped at a convenience store, they charged me $2.50 for just a Diet Coke. And I can eat and have a couple beers for that same amount of money here in Thailand. And the food is just, it's not that chain food. You know, I've never been a big fan of all the MSG and all the chemicals they put in food. It's unhealthy. You know, over here, they can say what they want about they don't have the health department or anywhere. These people aren't going to cook anything. It's going to make them sick. Why would they do that? It makes absolutely no sense. It's bullshit that we're fed through marketing and reasoning from the government in the U.S. as a way to get more money. I mean, think about who's really achieving the money out of these things. They sit back and they're doing nothing, and yet they're laying all these rules out that cost the people that try to open these businesses money. So that's why so many of them fail. They just can't, they're clawing constantly to keep their head above water because, like me, they're just, their wallet is just an open for everybody to stick their hands in every way possible. And plus the food sucks. Compared to what I eat over here, it's healthier, it tastes better, and I can get such a wide variance of things over here. All different types of food, different types of things that might be from China, Chinese type foods, Vietnamese type foods, of course Thai foods, and you can still have restaurants that'll do Mexican and American food if that's what your choice is or your flavor of the day. So the food's another big thing and the cost of it. Also, when I go to eat at these places, I'm not trying to be put on the spot like in the States with them throwing an iPad up in front of me with its first question asking if I want to give a 20% tip. A 20% tip to who? You know, I'm not handing a tip to the waitress. I'm sitting there inputting it through the system into the bin of the store. They're just basically charging me 20% more for the meal I ate. It's bullshit. It's just typical USA bullshit. Over here, you don't even tip. It's not expected. If I get really good service, I'll tip 10 or 20 baht, but if you look it up, it's literally pennies, and the people are very, very happy to get it because they don't expect it. So restaurants and food and just the general culture in that area is another reason that I like it so much over here. General housing cost is another thing. I've been looking at some land that's out in a rice farm area, and it's probably about 5 or 6 acres because it's, I don't know, I think it's like 12 rye, which I think a rye, if I recall correctly, is about a half an acre. But anyway, I've been checking into the prices on building a Thai type house, which a Thai house can be one of two things. It can be like a knockdown teak house, or you can build a concrete style house that's all tile because there's a lot of termites over here. Either way, when I sit down and do the cost figures on that, if I decide I want to build a small home base here just as a home base because I plan on traveling all over Southeast Asia, I can build this on purchased land with water, with septic, brand new, 2-bedroom, living room, kitchen, outside kitchen, deck, patio area, and a small pond on the place, and I can have between 25 and 40,000 US dollars in it. You can't buy crap in the United States for $40,000. I think right now they're saying the average home price across the USA is somewhere around $300,000 or $400,000. Over here, you could have a king's mansion for that kind of money. You know, a small Thai house is very, very cheap. The utilities over here are extremely cheap. The internet is where I pay in the USA through AT&T about $70. Over here in Thailand, I pay $23 per month for unlimited 5G SIM card that goes into my hotspot. Water bills over here will run 10 baht pennies for a month's worth of water. Electricity, it may run as high as $25 or $35 a month, and that's running an air con at night in a bedroom to keep cool. Most of the time, you don't need that. It's just everything's cheaper. You don't have all the homeowners insurance because really there's not a lot of need for it. You have rainy seasons over here, but you don't really have tornadoes. You don't have anything in this region that can happen to the house. I guess you could have a house fire, but I haven't seen or heard of anybody having one. And some of these houses have been sitting around here for hundreds and hundreds of years. And if something does happen, Thai people look at it like, well, we just build another one, because the cost is not that so high as it is in the USA that you're having to spend $500,000 to get a home to live in again. The weather is good enough over here that if you had to, you could literally live outside, while you were building your shelters. So, and that's no exaggeration. In most cases it is, except for, in the rainy season and if you're down around the ocean. So, that's one of the other big reasons I like it so much over here. The cost of living is, it's just more affordable housing, everything in every aspect. And my final number one reason why I cannot live in the USA is the stress factor. The stress of culture, the stress of politics, the financial stresses, the just general stresses overall. They're so overwhelming at times that I can see why depression is on the rise. I can see why so many people are divorced, just the way things are going in our culture. People fighting, arguing, supposedly a free country. We're losing our freedom of speech. Everything about the place is changing so drastically. In Thailand, I feel like I'm in 1950s America with technology available to me. So to me, that's a win-win situation. So guys, leave me some comments. Let me know how it is in your country. Let me know how you like it in the USA. If you live in Thailand, how you like it here. If you live in another country, give me your perspective of what changed your life and changed your mind why you can't go back and live in the country you're originally from. This is Rick with Rick's Adventures, guys. I'm signing off. See you all soon. Take care.